It's Nycci Nellis, and we're doing a little short spurt industry night today because it's gorgeous in DC, and I'm sitting here at the very sexy bar in RPM, and I just have this opportunity to speak with Ben Lieppman. No relation, if you know my family background, but he is here. He is the beverage director of RPM, and we're going to talk about sort of cocktail hour and happy hour and the bar scene and what's happening here, because this is one of the most visited bars in DC, and there's a reason for it. The room is fantastic. It has a vibe. The music is always good, but the cocktails are always delicious.
Thank you.
So Ben, thank you for joining me today. Ben made me a cocktail before we got started. Cheers. And it's light. It's not too boozy, so we're good with it. Is it okay if I take the mint out?
Absolutely.
Drink it however you'd like. So I don't get mint up my nose. But it does smell good. Thank you.
Of course.
Ben, give me a little bit of background. How'd you wind up behind the bar?
Yeah, so I've been in this industry running on 16 years now. Got a job in a kitchen dishwashing senior year of high school.
Classic.
And classic. Started cooking in that same restaurant, went to culinary school, spent several years in kitchens and fine dining restaurants, mostly in the Seattle area. Moved to Chicago. Started working behind bars, craft cocktail bars.
What drove you? I'm just sort of curious.
Yeah.
What drove you from back of the house to front of the house?
Yeah, there was a handful of things. I worked a cooking job where I was exposed and had a lot of interaction with the front of house, the guests that would come into the restaurants. And I really enjoyed that aspect of it. You know, kitchens can be hot, they can, you are grinding.
They are cauldrons
Yes.
of simmering feelings and dishes and things of that nature, but it's hot in there.
Yeah. So I realized I love the guest interaction of that, the hospitality portion of that job. And so I decided, maybe I'll start working behind bars. There's a creativity aspect that is parallel to kind of what you do cooking in kitchens.
And can we talk a little bit about sort of the ethos of the RPM brand?
Yeah.
And their bars,
Yeah.
because while it is very well known here in DC, I know DC is not one of the only locations that has its bar vibe and scene thanks to the RPM brand.
Yeah. So our ethos at our very core is finding the best quality ingredients that we can use. And not trying to reinvent the wheel, but creating really incredible iterations or riffs on the classic Italian food dishes, and that translates to our bar as well.
Well, I think we should make that clear, because
Yeah.
this is an RPM Italian, and Chef Massimo, is adored in this city for
Love him to death.
Not only is he a darling human being, but he is well trusted and adored, not just by the average Joe who comes in to eat here because the food is good, but the industry, like chefs in the city,
Yeah.
There's a certain chef down the street who has an Italian restaurant. They come here for the pastas as well. So I think that speaks volumes about the kind of dishes he's serving.
Yeah, listen, a lot of our food that we cook in the kitchen, all of our pastas made fresh every day. We're not doing any sort of anything along those lines.
There's no commissaries going on here.
No, it's all really fresh, really delicious, and I try to make sure to follow that ethos as best as I can throughout our bar program.
So let's talk about what we're creating behind the
Sure.
bar. You guys are really known for your cocktail hour. And, I think happy hours have gone through sort of a yin and yang here in this city, especially after the pandemic. What do you think you bring to the table, as it were, when it comes to having a steady cocktail hour and cocktail hour scene?
Yeah, I think part of it is we cater to all walks of life, from tourists to, we have, before a Capitals game, we have tons of people coming in jerseys.
I don't even want to know what it's like in here during a Capitals game. Understood.
People who work in DC in politics and in parallel parts of the industry, to people who are just interested into the food and beverage scene. So we, from our cocktail program, we try to do things that are classic and true to the Italian heritage, to Aperitivo, to...
so for people who don't, you've said Aperitivo a couple times. When I hear Aperitivo, I think of spritzes.
Yes.
Very low ABV, very low alcohol drinks. Is that how you think about them?
That definitely falls under the like larger category. Another drink that falls under that category would be like a Negroni, right? So a mixture of sweet vermouth, gin, and Campari. Both Campari and vermouth are very popular, like drinking in an Aperitivo style.
Yes.
So hitting different notes of a balanced cocktail that is sweet, that is bitter, can be effervescent or a little acidic, kind of hitting all those notes to kind of get the juices flowing as far as appetite for more drinking, help with, and of course drinking helps with socializing.
Right.
But food as well. So
now, have you seen a decline at all? Not a decline, decline's the wrong word. Have you seen a change in how people are drinking at the bar? Because you and I talked about this off air. There has been a bit of, there's a lot of articles out there right now, and a lot of people in the industry are like, the kids don't drink the same way they used to.
Yes.
And what do you see? Are you seeing that as well?
Yeah. We definitely see that in the RPMs, and I think there's a mixture of factors. I think one factor is, the cost of going out. Things between inflation and other things that are happening, it gets expensive.
Right.
So times of our day, like our Aperitivo hour, which is a happy hour, when most of our menu is $8 food bites, $8 cocktails, like the Prosecco Supernova here.
So I have to say, $8 cocktails is crazy, especially when I think of some of the cocktail prices around the city right now. I mean, you live in Chicago, so you know that there are like $25 plus cocktails hitting the glass right now.
So it's, we serve cocktails kind of in that realm as well with really nice spirits in them.
Sure.
And that is part of our program, but we want to make sure that we are approachable to anyone and everybody that would want to join us here at RPM.
Okay, so when is happy hour?
Happy hour is 4 to 6, Monday through Friday.
Okay, 4 to 6, Monday through Friday. All right, so we got that. So it's food bites and specific cocktails, $8 an hour. I mean, $8. Whoops. Hold on. Can you change that, please? Will you mark that? Okay. So Aperitivo hour is here Monday through Friday. $8 for cocktails, $8 for bites. Specific menu, though, right?
Yes.
Specific.
Yes.
You can't just have whatever you want
correct.
for $8.
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay,
that
just want to be sure.
That is correct.
And let's talk about when you're creating some of the more high-end cocktails. You talked about some other spirits. Since you like to play behind the bar, what is really getting your juices flowing these days?
Yeah, we have throughout the RPMs and here as well, we have a great whiskey selection. We have great tequila selection as well. And though there's a lot of really incredible products out there within those categories that just make delicious cocktails.
Well, what do you like? Like, give me specifics.
Sure. I'm a big fan of like Weller, which comes from the Buffalo Trace distillery. If we're talking tequila, I'm a huge fan of like G4, Fortaleza, El Tesoro.
Why? What are the flavor profiles in those that are really like speak to your palate?
Yeah, so for Weller, it's simultaneously an easy drinking but robustly flavored whiskey.
Okay.
It's got all the great caramel and vanilla notes you love to it, the great oak notes and spike notes or spice notes that you love with a good American whiskey.
Okay.
And it's just all around really delicious. As far as the tequilas go, they are clean, they are crisp, they're easy drinking, depending on which ones. Fortaleza is mineral forward. G4 it has like great green notes, green pepper,
and
grassy notes.
Do you think of these products as products you should just put like one of these big beautiful ice cubes with and just sip? Or do you think they make great cocktails?
Both,
okay.
Right? And I'm a big proponent, like this is kind of like a lead with hospitality. How you want to drink it is how I'm going to serve it. So,
sure.
So if you come in and you decide that you want a really expensive American whiskey that some people would balk at drinking anything but neater on rocks, and you say you want it with Coke.
You're like, I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
However you want to drink it.
Right, no judgment here.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's talk about the no judgment zone.
Okay.
Is it really hard when somebody orders a very expensive whiskey and they're like, and I want it with Coke? Are you like, okay?
I mean, no, by no means. By no means. It's like, well, okay. Some people might see it as a waste, but again, we don't see it there as long as you however you want to enjoy it is how we'd like to serve it.
Terrific. Okay, so what are you going to teach me how to make?
I'm going to teach you how to make our paparazzi cocktail. It's a mixture of Hendrick's gin, cucumber soda, Coca Americano, which is another type of a aperitivo, and house-made berry and bergamot cordial.
Okay, cool.
So sparkling, effervescent, delicious.
Sounds good. And then what else?
I have our seasonal old fashioned on the menu too. Every kind of 4 or 5 months or so, we kind of switch it up a little bit. Right now, it's very much Italian inspired with a bit of Maletti Amaro. Okay, let's get to it.
Cool. Let's get behind the bar.
Perfect.
So how often do I get to sit at the bar and have somebody make cocktails for me? I mean, actually, I get it all the time, but we don't tape it, and we're taping it today. So Ben Lieppman, the beverage director here at RPM, is going to make me some cocktails. So come on, let's get to it.
All right, so we're going to start off with the paparazzi. It's going to have a little bit of lemon juice, about 3/4 of an ounce.
Okay.
And then a little bit of a berry bergamot syrup.
Okay, berry bergamot.
Yeah, so it's mostly strawberry, a little bit of raspberry as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Bergamot to me, like I think of bergamot like in a candle.
Yeah, so it's, it is like that kind of Mediterranean citrus. So we get a really great quality syrup that we kind of mix in here. That's just really wonderful. It's very effervescent.
Cool.
So,
okay.
Okay.
And then?
Coca Americano here. Coca Americano is...
So is that like an Amaro?
No, it's more along the lines of like a vermouth, right? Okay. It is wine-based.
Can I smell it?
Absolutely.
I won't put my face in it, promise. Mmm.
So think like chamomile, think lemon, think floral.
Okay.
Cool.
Beautiful. Now, when you're mixing drinks behind the bar, do you always measure?
Yeah, absolutely.
Always. Okay.
Absolutely. We want to make sure there's a certain level of consistency there, right? And it's the same thing for any restaurant you go to, especially multiple times.
Sure.
We have a lot of repeat guests, and making sure that we make it the same way every single time is absolutely critical.
Okay.
I think consistency is like a benchmark for a good restaurant.
Absolutely. Okay.
And then we're doing a little bit of gin, 1/2 ounce of Hendrick's.
Okay. Just a little.
Yeah, we're keeping it again. Think aperitivo, light, effervescent, not too boozy, right? We want people to be able to enjoy themselves for a while.
All right, and what are we topping it off with?
Yeah, we have a little bit of a Fever Tree cucumber soda.
Beautiful. Does this too get a big ice cube?
No, this one is topped with crushed ice.
Ooh, okay. Beautiful.
So I'm gonna give it a quick swizzle here. Make sure it's fully
Do you guys also get your ice from the Ice Queen?
Indeed, we do.
She's amazing.
Yeah, she's wonderful. She actually used to work here as well.
Oh my God, is that true?
All right, and then as a garnish.
Yes, what are we doing?
A little bit of orange and cucumber.
Beautiful. Okay, well, if you watch the show on YouTube, you can see everything that's happening. If you're listening to the show, you're just gonna have to look at my Insta so you can see the beautifulness of this cocktail. Once again, say its name.
Paparazzi.
Paparazzi. I feel like we should be playing Lady Gaga underneath. Okay, gorgeous. Great. Okay, and while I enjoy this, you're going to make me another cocktail. What are we making next?
We are going to make our seasonal old fashioned.
Okay, right. So you said old fashions. You like to do something different every season because it changes with the weather, right? And what people like.
Or what we're enjoying. Maybe if we find something new that we'd like to incorporate as well, we'll change it up that way.
Okay, so how are we changing it up?
Okay, so
I just spilled it all over me. Sorry, I have to move the glass.
No,
Go ahead.
Good?
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Cool. So a classic old fashioned, a rich simple syrup, Angostura bitters, a American whiskey typically of your choice.
Right.
For this, we are going to use a little bit of a Demerara syrup, but really just because we're using a little Amaro here, we're going very little.
So tell people what a Demerara syrup is.
So Demerara syrup it's like an unrefined sugar. So it's not like white sugar. It goes really...
Is it like molasses?
No, not quite. A little bit different. Molasses is like a byproduct of the sugar refinement.
Right.
But this one hasn't gone through that refining process. And so it creates more of a, a richer, darker profile.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It adds a lot of mouthfeel as well, which is really, really important for an old fashioned. And then Angostura bitters, super classic.
Yes.
For an old fashioned, right? So just going to give a few dashes here.
The bitters are for the medicinal purposes, right? That's how they started.
Yeah,
medicine.
Yes, that is true. That is how it started. And then Maletti Amaro.
Okay.
Maletti Amaro is a little bit of a lighter Amaro, not super bitter. Leans a little bit towards the richness side, but again, is lighter than your typical Amaro. So saffron and chamomile are both in this Amaro, along with a handful of other herbs.
Okay.
So really delicious. We love it. So we're taking a really, really delicious rye whiskey, which I'll show you momentarily.
Okay, so how much
The Angostura,
Amaro?
using half an ounce here.
Half an ounce?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
then
last but of course not least,
the whiskey.
the whiskey. We like to use Sazerac rye here currently.
Okay.
You know, we prefer a rye whiskey in our old fashioned. The spiciness of the rye, especially mixed with just a bar spoon of Demerara and the Maletti of Amaro, makes for a very robust old fashioned.
Okay.
So very flavorful.
Let's
really
see it.
delicious.
So how much of this do you put in?
Yeah, so I'm going to put in 2 ounces.
Such a pretty bottle.
Yeah, I love this bottle.
I know, it's really beautiful.
So 2 ounces of the Sazerac rye.
Where is the Sazerac rye from?
Yeah, it's from the Buffalo Trace Distillery.
It is?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's coming out of Kentucky.
Okay, very cool. There's
Beautiful.
a lot going on with like bourbon and whiskey coming out of Kentucky right now.
Yes.
You know, there's
yes.
there's some changes being made, right?
There are. You know, whether, you know, I think overall people drinking a little bit less than they used to.
Ooh, look at that beautiful.
So an RPM cube, it is a large
Can I just get this,
ice cube,
please? I just want to get a picture. RPM emblazoned in the ice cube. Sure. Cool. Beautiful. Sorry, go ahead.
Don't be sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Orange swath, classic.
Right.
Want to make sure that we're expressing the orange peel. No, we do it a little bit different. We don't do it over the finished drink because we serve it a very specific way.
All right, so how do we serve it?
Great. So typically when you come into the restaurant, you'll get this kind of table side.
rosette?
Yeah, a little rosette. We have our RPM cube, so you'll see the RPM coaster right here. Okay. Give this a stir for maybe 15 seconds or so. We want to dilute it. Want to make sure it's not the whiskey isn't too boozy. It's an enjoyable drink while we're having our food.
Amazing. Now, I'm not telling you to yuck somebody else's yum, but do you recommend like a cocktail like this with a dish?
Yes, there is. I love an old fashioned as a nightcap. I love an old fashioned when you're having like a meatier dish or a meatier steak.
Okay.
So we have like our Pappardelle Bolognese, which is a great braised
Heavy.
Bolognese. Yeah.
And fatty.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So that's when I really prefer to have a drink like this one.
Okay.
And then
while you're pouring this, talk to me about sort of the resurgence of the martini. Oh, look how you're pouring it through the little. Look, I see what you're doing. So he's pouring it through the little orange rosette, which is beautiful.
Exactly.
Thank you. Talk to me a little bit about your martini program.
Yeah.
Because martinis, I mean, the espresso martini has been around for a minute.
Yes.
And it's popular, but now I feel like everybody is drinking martinis.
Yes.
And you guys have quite a program here.
Yeah, so we have a variety of different martinis. Our bartenders are well trained. You could get a classic gin martini, different types of vermouths, put that Italian spin, use something like Cocchi Americano. And then as far as on our menu, we do have like an upscale dirty martini, a little bit of chips and caviar on the side.
Okay.
Who needs an olive when you can have chips and caviar?
I would rather have chips and caviar. I think you've known me long enough,
Yeah.
Ben, like in the last half hour, that I am a chips and caviar kind of girl.
So, you know, even if you're looking for something a little bit more upscale, a little bit more classic, but people are also leaning in, espresso martini is a perfect example, to cocktails like the Cosmo, right? It's like there was a certain period of time where there was a certain, I don't know.
People used to look down on the
I was trying to say it a little nicer.
No. Cosmo, even the espresso martini,
Yeah.
because they saw it as a uniquely feminine drink, and people, nothing against you, but men behind the bar sort of rolled their eyes at it because of the female lust for it, which I don't know why, because money is money, and if somebody, whether they're
couldn't
male
agree
or
more.
female or of other non-gender specific, they're neutral, wants a drink,
Yeah.
you make it for him.
Absolutely.
Right?
I couldn't agree more.
Okay, great.
And it's, a resurgence of not only that type of martini, but liqueurs that were once seen as kind of in the same realm. You see resurgence of, or plays on those types of martinis or cocktails from that era. And Cosmos, they're delicious.
Right.
They're easy, they're crushable,
That's
they're
why
fun,
people
they're beautiful.
drink them.
Yeah. So, it's, again, like I was saying earlier, it's the way that our guests want to drink. We're, of course, going to show hospitality and do exactly that.
Well, terrific. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining me today at RPM. We got a little bit behind the bar scene today. So much fun. Don't forget to tune in to all my industry nights on your favorite podcast platforms, but as well as on YouTube. Check me out at NYCCI-NELLIS on all the platforms, but especially Insta, because you'll see Ben making some cocktails there. Thanks so much for joining me for this quick dip today, and have a delicious week.
Produced by Heartcast Media.